Red Brick Media. High quality CDs, DVDs, lectures, khutbah, conferences and Quran recitations. All revenue generated supports our dawah work, supported by visiting our store. You can now purchase directly from our site www.redbrickmedia.co.uk.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. And welcome to episode 4 of Gems from the Seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And like we say in this series, we're going to take stories that we know and we're familiar with, and we're going to look at them a little bit more carefully, and we'll start to appreciate the thought that went into it, the idea behind what the Prophet sallallahu, why he did something or why he didn't do something. Anytime you see something in the Seerah, stop yourself and ask why. So today we want to look at the journey to At-Ta'if. And we know At-Ta'if is about 60 kilometers away from Mecca. And the Prophet ﷺ, he had horses. He could have taken a horse, he could have taken a donkey, he could have taken a camel, but he decided to walk for 60 kilometers until he got to At-Ta'if. Now the other interesting thing, he could have taken Abu Bakr and Ali and Uthman and radiallahu anhuma. He could have taken a group of people with him and they could have protected him, they could have all given da'wah, but he only chose to take Usama ibn Zayd. So why take Usama ibn Zayd? And why walk to At-Ta'if in such a far distance away? There were people and there were riding animals, but he chose not to take any of that. So again, we all know the story of At-Ta'if, but you contemplate some more and you're going to see the wisdom of the Prophet ﷺ. You have to remember when At-Ta'if happened. At-Ta'if happens after the ravines. Sheikh ibn Abi Talib was basically when for 3 years the Bani Hashim were boycotted and they were in the ravines and starved and so on. And Khadija radiallahu anha dies. Shortly they come out of that, and Abu Talib passes away. So now the Prophet ﷺ has no one to protect him in that sense or to defend him, and everyone starts attacking him. Even nobodies and riffraffs would just come and take sand and put it on the head of the Prophet ﷺ. So now he needed to leave Mecca and find support from another city. Why pick At-Ta'if, first of all? Alright, a number of things. First of all, Banu Thaqif, the tribe of At-Ta'if, is a very powerful tribe, because you remember later on the Muslims tried to conquer them and they couldn't succeed in the beginning. Very, very powerful tribe. So if they become Muslim, they will give good support. The other thing, At-Ta'if had some competition with Mecca as well. They had their own idol and they had a place on the map as well. So they might accept him and support him just so they can outdo Mecca. The third thing, At-Ta'if was on the way of the caravan, the Quraysh caravan that goes out in the summer and the winter, رحلة الشتاء والصيف. There is right on the route there. So they could actually, and it's a very strategic point as well, if they needed to stop the trade caravan of the Quraysh. So that's why the Prophet chose At-Ta'if. It wasn't just randomly, let's just go to At-Ta'if. That's the first thing. Second thing, so like this comes after a time the Prophet has no protectors, and if the Quraysh find out that he's leaving Mecca to get support from another group, they won't let him leave. They would be extremely angered. So he has to walk out of Mecca and make it look like a casual walk. So he's walking, because if he has a camel and provision on the camel, it'll look like he's traveling. So the Quraysh will say, where are you going? They'll stop immediately. But no, he's just walking. And who's he walking with? He's walking with Zayd ibn Haritha, who used to be his adopted son. Zayd ibn Haritha at one point was known as Zayd ibn Muhammad, until Allah said, you call them by the name of their fathers. So it just looks like a man walking with what used to be his son. Looks very innocent, does it? Doesn't look like a man going on a journey. So the Prophet ﷺ goes to At-Ta'if. One of the other interesting things is that at this point his wife had passed away, radiallahu anha, Khadija, and he had children, basically had his daughters, he had a household to take care of, but he forced time for da'wah, which is another lesson the scholars say. You force time for da'wah. It's not like I have free time then I give da'wah. So the Prophet ﷺ, he had a household to take care of, he forced time and he went to At-Ta'if. Many people think, he just stayed there for part of the day, then, they threw rocks and he came back. He stayed there for a number of days. That's how much time he made for da'wah. Now, we know the story. He was severely mistreated in At-Ta'if, but we're going to end with this. On the way back from At-Ta'if, he's coming back to Mecca. And then the angel comes with Jibril, the angel of the mountains, and he says, if you like, I will crush them, the people of the city, between the two mountains. Here's the question. The question is, when this happens, it happens in a place called Qarn al-Tha'alib, which is 30 kilometers away from Taif. And the Prophet walked, so he was walking for 30 kilometers. Human beings walk at the speed of about 6 kilometers per hour. So this is 5 hours of walking before he gets this offer. So why didn't the angel give him the offer immediately after leaving Taif? Why did he wait for 5 hours before giving him this option? You know what? That one we're not going to answer. You can pester your local imam with that one. But thank you for watching and being an attentive audience. Sallallahu wa barak ala Muhammad. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم